Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. Again, my name is Sekou Kene. Um, Today, we are going to be having another interesting conversation. This edition is called Everything Liberia. It means that we will be discussing everything as it relates to our country, our dearest country, Liberia. So it means that we're going to be talking about everything, whether it's politics, whether it's social or economic, whatever it is, we're going to be talking about Liberia. For the most part, we kind of focus most of our discussions on politics because uh, our political actors, people in government, people who are making decisions for our country, are not doing well, and pretty much we have to try by all means to keep them in check, making sure that they do the right thing. So that's why most of our conversation can be centered around politics because that is the order of the day. We want to encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and share the show. My colleagues will be joining me in a little bit, talking about Mr. Steve Boley and Tavina Cole. But I want to encourage all of you to be on here, not only to be here, but to go ahead and share the show. So we'll take this time to share the show. Um, this is a beautiful song that I want to play. It's by this guy called Isaiah from the Republic of Guinea. Actually, he sing this song in French and Mandingo. It's a very beautiful song. It's about love and getting respect for each other as lovers, respecting your significant other. And he's saying in this song that if you don't take care of your significant other or your girl or your husband or your wife, when they slip away from you, when you see them with somebody else, sometimes you're going to regret it. So it's better to do what is right when you are together. It's a very beautiful song, even though it's in Mandingo, in French. I don't think any of you will mind listening to it, even if you don't hear it, but the beat is very, very good. We always listen to songs from Tanzania. We listen to songs from in Lingala, in Swahili all the time. So it's not a bad thing. It's always good to listen. But I want you to take that time to share it because we have a lot to cover today. We have a lot to cover today. The political climate in Liberia is heating up. It's getting really, really hot and juicy. So we have a lot to cover. We are going to be covering the president's speech and the proclamation by the president, the announcement by the president as to what actions uh, that is to be taken by the Liberia National Police and the other security apparatus within the country. We want to discuss as to what extent the president went and what he did not say, whether or not the president's speech was too late, or was timely. We will talk about that. We'll also talk about the political climate as to what is going on within the Unity Party. We will also discuss um, the the surging within the CPP or the ANC by specifically on the part of Alexander B. Cummings. So it's very, very important. There are a lot going on right now. So we want to make sure you share the show and we will begin the conversation shortly. Go ahead and share the show. If you don't share the show, it's going to be tough for us to start the conversation because that means we have to take our time to share the show with our colleagues, our friends, our well wishers and followers so they can be a part of this very, very important conversation. So go ahead and share the show and we can begin the conversation. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and play Isaiah so you can enjoy the song. I share the shuffles.
Je t'appuie, laisse-moi me rattraper des erreurs que j'ai commises. Mamiri net digisi jamalu tema. Imanu dununa. Ndina di jamaro shiriya. Yandi o iti afundi. Magia. Kamera kani marianye. Magia ne. C'est vrai, je connais rien en mathématiques, mais je sais combien de fois tu comptes pour moi. C'est vrai que je suis très orgueilleux, mais j'avoue que je suis fou de toi. Solidama, Solidama, il m'a fait finir la bima, Yamadama, Milisanye. What a c'est trop tard pour toi. Mon amour dans moi, il faut qu'on les chance de t'aimer. Oh. Je t'appuie, laisse-moi me rattraper des erreurs que j'ai commises. Mamiri net digisi jamalu tema. Imanu dununa. Ndina di jamaro shiriya. Yandi o iti afundi. Magia. Kamera kani marianye. Magia ne. C'est vrai, je connais rien en mathématiques, Mais je sais combien de fois tu comptes pour moi. C'est vrai que je suis très orgueilleux, mais j'avoue que je suis fou de toi. Solidama, solidama, il m'a fait finir à bima. Yamadama, amili sanye, on te fait finir à yéro. Il m'a dit sous ma dame, il m'a l'hondo. Sous mal, du mamso.
I'm listening to you. Okay. I'm like, they be there. They may say too much talking and too much jealousy. It can destroy relationship. You gotta be nice to each other. Every day, too much talking. Every day fighting. It's not good. So So let me say this before I continue with the music here. Steve, are you ready for the political theater? Do you know how juicy and hot politics is currently in Liberia? Are you aware of that? Are you ready for the drama? Are you ready for the spotlight? Are you ready? Are you ready to jump in the hot water? Anyway, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Kane. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
It's good to be back on SKTV. What's going on? Hi, everything. Hi, everybody. Well, it's good to see our people, as always. I want to say welcome to SKTV, all of you. Today, people say there's a lot going on in Liberia, but welcome to the Liberian people. Those of you watching us from Liberia, listening to us, welcome and welcome. Greetings from us here at SKTV. We look forward to a very interesting show today, as Mr. Kane said. On the last note, we want to always reference the Liberian people as the most important people on earth. But most importantly, we want to reference the Liberian women as the most beautiful women on earth. We're back today in full swings, and we're ready to have the necessary discussions as to what's going on. We've been following. We're here.
All right. Once again, I want to say thank you, Steve. And for those of you who are not sharing the show, you are not doing justice. You got to share the show so that everybody can be a part of this very, 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 very important conversation. Hold on, I'm getting a call from Liberia. I want the show. Let me call you back, okay? After the show. All right. So, it's very, very important that you share the show. Somebody spoke of some people are very smart. They pay attention to what is going on. You don't know how far and how much we have gone through with this platform when it comes to fighting hackers on a daily basis. People are fighting to take us down. People are sending virus upon virus to this platform on a daily basis. They are sending individual professional hackers asking us how they want to advertise on this platform, how they want to be paying us $700 a day. Some of them will say $1,500 a week. They just want to send video for you to post it every day as I speak to you. they can send virus to this platform. As a matter of fact, when we go on the show, when we share it, some people want to jump. Some people can be kick out every time they want to jump in. They've been kicked out, being kicked out. We can't get tired, but we'll continue the fight. People have been trying to take us down. As a matter of fact, they went to report the platform that we were doing X, Y, and Z. The people require me. I'm just telling you some of those things so for you guys to know exactly what is going on. They went to report the platform lying and saying all kinds of nasty things about us. And I was required not only to send my picture ID, but also a bill with my address that when anything happened, they know exactly who is behind the platform. Can you imagine? And the code that they sent to me, I didn't even tell Steve this. The code that Facebook sent to me that it couldn't even be sent in message. They mail it. They now email. They mail it to me to prove that yes, indeed, it was me, that it came to my address, that I have to put that code in to authenticate not only the platform, but to also allow or to give us green light to discuss politics. Can you imagine, Steve? For us to be allowed to discuss politics. And now, the good news is, Steve, not only we are allowed to discuss politics, domestic and national and international politics, but we are also being given the green light to even do political fundraiser on our platform. Yay! This is America. They don't just follow stupid people like that. Whatever you're trying to do, you want to make us better. You guys are just making us better. But the fight is ongoing. It's not just temporarily. They've been trying to take us down on a daily basis. So it is what it is. We will continue to do our best. And we'll continue to discuss what matters to our people. We really don't care about how people try to take us down. So, yes, we are, I can tell you for sure, we have the green light. You know, let me just give some of you an idea as to what I'm talking about here. Before Facebook gave you that green light, what I've just talked about, in order for you to be allowed not only to discuss politics or to do political fundraising or anything on your platform, before they do that, even if you put senator in the headline, you can be restricted. There's certain things you can't do before that, before you give that green light. But some of those non-entity people that just run their mouth, don't know nothing, they think this thing is just easy. Especially when you are against some corrupt-minded people, some fraudsters, people who don't want to see the good in the country. When you are against them, when you are fighting to make sure that they don't succeed, they will also be fighting to make sure that you don't succeed in destroying their evil behavior in the country. So we are happy, we are here. We are not 100% there yet in giving total protection to our platform, because these things, it takes a lot. And we have to do our personal stuff and also pay attention to the platform. But we are not actually focused on how many people come on the screen when we are live. We don't really care about that. What we care about is the sustainability of the platform. To make sure the platform is sustainable, we can do a show so Liberian people can listen to us. People can listen while we're on. People can listen after the show. So long we have the platform going, we are fine. And we are so blessed to have some consistent followers, people who rain or shine, they will be always be with SKTV, and they will always share the show. We really, really appreciate all of you. We started this thing with how many people watching? 20 people, 45, and then 50. It started going up. Now we got the hundreds. We don't care. On a good day, we have some interesting conversation. It go up to 800, 9,000, I mean 900 or to 1,000. Sometimes we have some high profile people. Sometimes we go to 1,000, 1,500, sometimes 2,000. Just depend the day and the topic. But that is not important to us. You know what is important to us? The integrity of this platform. Whatever that they discuss on this platform, people take it seriously because we are not a bunch of jokers here. Whatever we do here, we attach seriousness to it. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being a part of SKTV. Go ahead and share the show as many times as you can, and we'll continue the conversation. We are blessed to have all of you good people here. Steve, we already shared the show, but now we have to start the conversation. And I asked you whether you're ready. Now I think I can see now that you're ready because you already put this thing what you just put on right now. That tells me that you're ready. However, what do you think of the president's speech, the timing, and what he said and what he did not say? What he did not say? But I want us to begin a conversation with that because that's very, very important.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you.
All right, let me answer. I'm sorry. Let me just answer this question before I forget. My friend Dollar can just ask whether the platform need to be connected to local radio. Yeah, we are connected. As a matter of fact, our show, SKTV show, is being relayed on Truth FM. That is the biggest radio station in the country with largest coverage than any other station in Liberia. But what we have now in our arrangement, we only broadcast on Truth FM on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. We are working on including other days like Monday and Thursdays. So that means all our regular schedule to be fully broadcast on Truth FM. If some of you never been following, we've been actually on there throughout. So we are working on making sure that we can be on there on Thursday and Monday and Thursday as well. But yes, every Sunday and Saturday we are on Truth FM. That is, I have the largest coverage in Liberia. Steve, I just want to make that clear so that we can't forget to respond to the person, and they are very concerned about that.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kane. As I was stating earlier, we're getting closer to elections. And so a lot of things are going to happen. A lot of things are happening. But something that I wanted to say about, the question that you ask about the president. First of all, I went on my Facebook page and I commended the president for doing his job. I did. He made an effort. Some people say it was late. Some people say it was not needed. Some people said nothing will come from out of it. But at least he was on the record to make an effort for once. For once. Would I have wanted him to have done it earlier than that? Yes. I think that would have been better. Would I take what he did? Yes. Is this a genuine call? That remains the question, if this is a genuine call. What was at stake to make the president to have spoken? There are a couple of factors at play. And like we can say, we're not stupid here. We know what's going on. The president wants to come to the United States. He does. For him and for CDC, that would be an accomplishment. That would be an achievement for them. They don't see the bigger picture as to doing what is right. For them, it's not important. What's important is for them to have these little time and then go and do photo ops, take pictures, and publicize on Facebook that they got recognition and so forth. When actually, if you were to do the right thing, you could get bigger recognitions. You could sit in high seats, but they don't see it that way. So this move from the president, it was very strange and concerning because that's not who he is. That's not what he does. It's not in him to do that. And nobody will fool me and say the president changed overnight. That is not true. People don't change that way. I've always said, and I'll continue to say it, and I've heard these things from a lot of people. I've read it. Behavior never changes. It only subsides or it gets worse based on what's going on at the time. So the president just decided to fool himself, make fool of himself, because I know he is a liar. He doesn't say the truth. President George Weah is a liar, and so are the people that follow him. They're not serious people. They don't want to do what is right. They don't care about human beings, because if they care about human beings, the things that are going on in the country, they will take care of them. The president was aware that this issue was discussed, the July 26th situation was discussed at the very highest level internationally. It was. It's not a joke. Nobody's saying it to make anybody afraid. We're not saying it to put any fear or spoil the government name. That what happened. So it's our responsibility to talk about it. So he knew about it. He knew this communication from our partners would come up. He knew it. He knew it. Who said he did? He wasn't alerted. He was alerted, so their plan was to jump the gun. But we welcome this statement. But this is what I'm looking forward to. The prosecution of these young men. How this thing will end up. It will show the magnitude of seriousness. It will show if the president meant what he said. It will show if the justice ministry wants to do what is right. Until then, this is all joke. This is all attention seeking. Acting like they're doing the right thing. They don't want to do the right thing. They wouldn't do the right thing. If the president was not in a position to say he got an invite to come to the United States, I don't think he would be making any statement. I don't think he would issue a statement. Because there are a lot of things that have happened under his watch that he paid no attention to. That he showed he cared less. He cared less. Liberia not big. To be honest, Liberia is not a big country. To say the place big, that was somebody hurt right in Monrovia, right across the street. The president can take it seriously, or the people can take it seriously, or the people in authority around the president can take it. So these guys are not serious. They're not serious. And that's why they will not be reelected, because they're not serious. They're a bunch of jokes that think that this is a, chilling movement or running a country or leading people that just something that you joke with. Or, they will be fine. And I bring people will just talk about it. After 2 days, they will forget about it. They will just talk about it. After 1 week, they will change the subject. His insensitivity has been shown all through the time. All they were concerned about in July 26 was nobody might not disturb the peace of the country. That all they were concerned about. But not knowing that protest in itself is part of people's right, Mr. Kane. So I'm not disappointed, to be quite honest, because there is nothing, I'm not appointed for anything to this government. To be very honest with you, there is nothing that I look forward to from them. Nope. I don't look forward to anything from them.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Steve, for that response. I like it. I would like to go dig deeper, but since we have Abraham here at Eastern Liberia, our reporter from Liberia, Let's hear from Abraham. Let's see. Let me update us to some of the things going on in Liberia currently, and then we will. Uh, Abraham, you, you you are muted. You got to unmute. Okay, let me see if I can unmute you. No, you have to do it from your end. You got to unmute your phone. We're not hearing you. Uh-oh. All right. We will get to Abraham when he's ready. So Steve, the other part of the question that you did not uh, mention is what was said and what was not and what was not. I know the president spoke, but there were a lot of missing pieces. Let's see again. Let's try Abraham again. Abraham, are you okay to go now?
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. How you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kane. And let me say thanks to my boss, Mr. Bully. And let me say thanks to our viewers, those who follow the show now. And I was listening to you outlining the challenges, hackers coming on to draw down our page and so forth. I was like, wow, but as God could have it, having a strong CEO, co-CEO and so forth, and other partner working along with us. Through you, at least we are back again, and bit by bit, we're gonna get there. So let me say thanks to you and the entire team.
Thank you, thank you. So we know you've been doing a good job over there. Now you and the other guys, you guys be doing very, very well as far as updating the platform in terms of information, news, and development in our country. So, what are some of the current happenings right now politically in Liberia, if you can speak to any?
Uh, well, the July 26 violence that occurred uh, in Monrovia caught the attention of international communities and so forth. And as you may be aware, the CDC Council of Patriots, people who carry on the brutality action against students of the University of Liberia, themselves to peacefully demonstrate. That day, they were being arrested. Not all of them, but some of them were being arrested, turned over to the police, and they stay in cell. And the police was able to turn them over to the court on today. And on today, I went out of court, but unfortunately, no live was going. They did not all camera off, and I was able to get the sheet that they can't. I mean, the ruling or the charge sheet, and you know, doing the process, and they put it on. They mean, Councilor Arthur Johnson served as their lawyer, and there was a bill filed that they should be free released temporarily. So the entire team that carried on the act on 26th day have been released temporarily from the court, and pending another return for the second phase of the case. But people are saying there are different views regarding the whole thing. People are saying once those guys are being let out from the court, the case is a dead case. And even the guys who came to receive their colleagues from the Supreme Court today, you see citizen all around the place. The court was filled with citizen today because people say it's a it's a state issue. But as I mean, so be it. They were able to handle the way they handled when the king was there. We tried talking to them and they refused to talk to the press. All we get from the court was the bill or maybe the paper that they get there that they signed on behalf of the guys and the release them. So they went out. So who knows as to whether they will return for the second phase of the case. People start to say once they are out, it's finished for one, it's gone. One and for all, it's done with it. So, you know, people are yamming to see the second phase as to whether they're going to appear to really give the insight why they should carry on the
Oh man, I'm liking the updates. Hopefully Abraham comes back. But Steve, while we await Abraham, uh, what what's going on with this um, freeing the people already on bail? You think the people they will come back? Eh, Abraham, okay, okay, go ahead, continue with the update, man. Hopefully, I mean, this thing will be okay.
Yeah, the Liberian on there where Benina is. So, like I was saying, people are yearning to see as to where the guy's going to return to the court so that they can go through the situation and see who is guilty, who is right, and all of that. But miss reaction all around place, or I mean, statement coming from all around the place that the case is finished because once they let the guys go on bail, obviously there's no case again. It finished.
So, was there any report based on the charge you have? Was there any information as to when they will be returning to court, like court day and stuff?
Oh, the network. I'm not getting you clear. The
I was,
network
ask-
is you breaking.
I was asking, is there any information on the charge sheet that you guys received as to when they will return to court? Is there any timeline?
Yeah. That's why I said I'm not really getting clear.
Yeah, the network's back. But anyway, I think we have an idea as to what really transpired today. That Councillor Arthur Johnson served as the lawyer uh, for those alleged perpetrator for the violence. Abraham, we will bring you one more time. I think if it's not going to work, then we will just make you give your briefing, and then we will continue the conversation for this end. So, Steve, on the he made mention of okay. Let's see here, Abraham. Okay, it's okay. So answer. You can report. You can give us your final opinion on this issue here. You said you can receive a chat from the court. I was asking you whether you have any information as to whether or not they will return to court, and if so, when. Any timeline as to when they will be returning to court.
Well, the timeline was not being specified, but they came out and said the reason on section 13.5 on the criminal law or the
criminal proceeding.
Yeah. So 13.5, they pleaded to the judge that they be released temporarily under the section 13.5 of the criminal law. So they were being released on that basis to return to court, but the specific day that they will return wasn't mentioned. That of which I have the copy. I'm going to share the document with you now through your WhatsApp, your inbox, so that you can go through them.
All right, you can share with Steve. Steve is the one that go, with those things, reading it to the people. You can share with Steve as well. But yeah, so Abraham, Steve, you have a question for him?
No, I just want to corroborate what Abraham said just before I got on the show. Part of the reasons that I was a little late was because I got a call from Liberia just before I could log on the show. And it is alleged. I have not been able to confirm it because, normally we like to confirm with more than one source before we actually stand behind what we're saying. But it is alleged that President George Weah's hand is behind the freeing of the young man in terms of the bail bond. And it was channeled through Sekou Kalasco, who gave it to Councillor, what's his name? Arthur Johnson.
Arthur Johnson.
And this source that brought forth this information is trusted and reliable. But I would like to confirm it with other sources, either after the show or while we are on the show. I've sent out 1 or 2 requests to make sure that they confirm and authenticate this information. But that's the latest information I got about this. So it's very troubling and concerning. It is concerning because we just spoke about this. This is not only defiant, because I'd read really quick what our partner said. And I'm seeing some people trying to.
That was going to be my next question to you, but go ahead. quickly.
Yes, some people trying to make this look like it's a tit for tat, especially those that support the government. I've seen some people pass around making it look like it's an opposition versus. Let me say this: people have the right to go and protest. They Here's a statement that was issued, and some seditionists are trying to confuse people about this. There's a statement, joint statement. This was done August the 2nd, 2 days ago. Joint statement by the international community on political violence. They didn't just say violence, but they said political violence. So that that in itself, it's not a good thing. The international community in Liberia have learned with concern of serious violence committed in Monrovia on July 26, condemns without reservation such acts, which occurred on the 75th anniversary of the independence. We urge a prompt and thorough investigation by the police that will bring to justice. This is important for us to understand. That will bring to justice the instigators and the perpetrators. Now, I've heard some seditionists make the arguments that the instigator in this context are those who are in the opposition that probably told the young people, they don't get this thing, they don't understand this thing. In simple English, anytime you say end, it means plus the instinct. So that means, in other words, those who instigated this whole thing for these perpetrators to act the way they acted. It is not the other way around. So you'll stop with this foolishness.
It means those who are enablers.
Exactly.
Those who aided and abetted the violent art. And the violent art was violent arts were perpetrated by those people that they ordered to be arrested. So those who instigated those people,
exactly,
those who gave them
the perpetrators,
they gave them they created the condition, enabled them to do whatever they did. And in this case, all arrows are pointed to people like Jefferson Koji, the McGill, all the people that are being somehow, even some people that are being weaponizing the young people to go against the people. Specifically, people like Jefferson Koji and the rest of sedition who, behind the scene, are encouraging and recruiting people to behave in a violent manner. And Jefferson Koji is on record. The state mayor of Monrovia is on record stating that they are standing by and they're ready to fight.
And we'll play the video here. I got a video already.
Okay, and Jefferson Koji said it very clearly. So those are the people that we call instigators. Those are the people that we consider as enablers. So people should not confuse other people. How can you equate a victim to that of the perpetrator? How you put them at the same level? So Abraham is still here. Let me give you one last question on something else. So Abraham, are you there?
Yeah.
So while we on this issue here, I wanted to ask you. I don't know. We have seen a lot of endorsement programs going on for commies and the ANC. I don't know, like a lot of people joining the something. What's going on there in Monrovia? How is the momentum look like there for commies? Because it seems like there are some growing momentum. I'm not sure.
All right, thank you very much. You are correct. On today, there were two ceremonies being held on behalf of the Alternative National Congress, which is the ANC. One have to do with Mr. Otoga McIntosh, who left from the governing council of the CDC, who just declared to joining the ANC, was officially welcomed on board today at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. And also later today again, the district number 13, Montreal County, the district where former Representative Harry Joseph, and also current Senator Mother County, formerly represent, and also the district of current Representative Edward Papi Flomo. Residents of that district have endorsed the candidate of the Alternative National Congress political leader, Honorable Alexander Bennett Cummings. And they say, come 2023, they are with him, they have given a full support. Whatever rings shine that day, they're going to be with him in the process of electing as their next president of the Republic of Liberia, because it is only him that they are see among the opposition that can bring the kind of relief that Liberians are crying for, that can change the narrative of the country, and so on. So, as we speak, not too long the program ended, but due to the heavy downpour of rain, I was unable to get to the two sides because I had Ministry of Information where the minister was also talking on the issue of July 26 and so forth. So, but mind you, I'm going to update the platform, the development coming from the both places. So as we speak, the volume of ANC keep increasing on a daily basis. Every day is a break, as different groupings will join the ANC. Every day is a break. We see people going, crossing from one political party to another. People are now deciding where to go so that 2023 they cannot make the mistake that they made before. They want to see the kind of Liberia that people will say yes. So and so forth. So as we speak, several endorsement program is ongoing. Who knows? Maybe probably tomorrow there will be another zero group to endorse the candidacy of any political party. So that's it.
So, do you have any information on the just ended convention, the Unity Party that led to that brought in new leadership? Do you have any information on that?
Yeah. Thank you so much for reminding me. When information plenty go away. After the convention of the Unity Party in Banga City, Bon County, where chief executive officer for Best Brain, University College, Professor or Dr. or Mr. Luther Tabe, and emerging as chairman, defeating former chairman Ami Moda, and also Amos emerging as secretary general, and also defeating former secretary general Mo Ali. When they came back to Monrovia, where they tried to move on with all activities, in a day or two prior to a week, there was a great issue to the Unity Party. That they owe some money to where they used before as their headquarters, somewhere around 540 in Congotown in there. So, they needed to pay the sum of $200,000 United States dollars, and the money is yet to be paid. So the people went to the court, filed lawsuit against the Unity Party that they are in need of that money. And on that day, hierarchies from the party went, the sheriff was instructed to do all the necessary things in terms of bringing them on board so that they can answer questions to why is it that they have not paid the money. So as to speak, it was not easy thing that day because people were partisans were at their headquarters of Broad Street where they couldn't give journalists chance to enter angry, somebody enter angry and shut the gate. Press people were not even allowed to enter, so we were standing all that spectators. And then it was kind of a scene that people say the party that served the country for 12 consecutive years. In that year, they were unable to have their own facility being constructed or probably erected. That the party, after former president Johnny have left, or the next people could take over, could use as a place that they will not be injected around the places because during their regime, lots of NGOs, lots of international international people came and so forth. Money was in the country at that time. The economy was booming and all of that. So at that time, the leadership of the party needed to do the necessary in terms of constructing an office so that the party can use in time to come. But then they squander all of the opportunities, and now they are in the situation, so they need to settle. I mean, the debt that they have on them. So as I speak, I don't know why it's settled now, but I'm told that they will be appearing, but specifically they will not also mention as to when they will come back, and so forth, because when you take cases that people they hire lawyers, and the lawyers will go and plead and probably file in bond, and then go and resettle, probably they can come back to the court. So as we speak, after that issue, we haven't heard anything concerning as to whether when they will pay, how they will pay. We haven't heard about. If any information legal subsequently, we will get back to the platform so that our people can be informed.
Thank you very much, Abraham. Thank you very, very, very much. Steve, step out for a second. He's going to be back. While we wait for Steve to come back and chip in on into those things. So, Abraham, as far as the Unity Party is concerned, since that day, do you think the office is still open and people are going to work? The new
The new office, the office will obviously be open, but you will not see, the kind of people you want to see in the office. You will not see the stand-up bearer of the party, who is the political leader. You won't see the chairman. You won't see the leadership. Maybe you won't see the local staff, and so forth. But you will see the officials, those that have rank within the party. You won't see them there.
well, hopefully they will get it taken care of. Unity Party get their own mojo going on. But in the meantime, we have extended invitation to the former Secretary General of the Unity Party, Mr. Mo Ali. He will be here next week to give us an idea as to what is really going on and what happened and what is the way forward for him politically and the party. Mo Ali have accepted our invitation to be on the platform, but sometime next week because we are actually booked for now to for the weekend. On Saturday, we will have here with us here one of the senatorial aspirants, impression of most of the country, impression of Victoria Kuyompa. I'm pretty sure she's going to be running on the ANC or the CPP ticket against the incumbent Sir Joseph. And then on Sunday, that will be on Saturday. So on Sunday, we'll have with us here Representative Yeke Kolba of District Number 10 to discuss everything going on in the country, including what we saw his press conference, and where he said that they are intending to train their own people, people in the coming days, weeks, and months leading to the election, to be prepared to protect themselves and protect their leaders. So, and beyond that, we will also discuss other things with Honorable Kolba as far as the work of the House of Representatives. So we have a lot to cover leading to next week. But then next week we will give you a date as to when the former Secretary General of the United Party, Mo Ali, will be on here. And we also trying to bring other people on. We have a long list of people that are in line to come on the platform. But yes, thank you very much, Abraham. Is there anything last you want to talk about before we let you go? Because we don't want to keep you online forever. Do you have anything last to talk about?
Let me see quickly the chairman National Defense from the House of Senate, Senator Zako, have instructed that the Moreover City Corporation boss, Mayor Jonathan Tamakoji, be suspended. Because it is alleged or his name was mentioned into the entire, CDC COP store, so that he can be investigated. He should be suspended from where he is currently he turned over to the police and later filed the court so that they can go and investigate the situation. So, it brought another mixed reaction. People say, oh, Senator Zako, where we go that fear. And, all our things. People got their own thoughts to say. Like the minister said, the information minister said today in the press briefing that the president said he doesn't know anything because, Council of Petra. You guys are member, the guys to be member of the CDC, but he's not aware of anything or any group called Council of Petra that fall within the CDC because it's not within their constitution and that and document and so forth. So he doesn't know anything about COP. He only know the guys to be member of the CDC. So people still confused. And this morning, Major Koji was being called on Cool FM and things, and he denied that he didn't support those guys. He was not the guy who pushed them to go and do things all of the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much, and as a pleasure, I'm always available anytime to provide some of the
Of course.
issues that are unfolding in our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Abraham. Thank you very much. We appreciate your hard work. So, folks, once again, let me see here. I'm hoping that Steve, everything is okay. Let's see here. I hope. Yeah, let me. Yeah, so I don't really know what is going on, but hopefully Steve will come back. But again, I want to say this is very important. When we say we're discussing everything Liberia, the partners that people always refer to, our partners, both opposition and the government, they always reference them. That is the international community. And not only the international community, but those countries that really pay attention to Liberia and that also lend some helping hand to the country financially, and also that monitor some of the security concerns in the country. Recently, we saw a joint communication from the international community that to include France, Great Britain, and United States, and another country. So they talk about the concern about the violence, especially a violence emanating from the government's circle. That was very concerning. So they asked that the government investigate both the instigator, people who aided and abetted the process, and people who actually participated in the act. And in this case, we have said this before, the president's speech was a good thing to do, but it was a little late. It was not timely. When a violence of that magnitude occurred, when the country is on a standstill, you have to step up on time. For the president to wait, or to have waited at least 6 days or 7 days before speaking, and that was due to the pressure from the public and the international community, that speaks volume. And when the president spoke, he did not mention the victim in person. He kind of generalized the action of those who were involved and those who were victimized. You could tell the president was not speaking from heart. You could tell that the president was somehow compelled to speak. Like somebody just wrote something and gave it to him to go and read it. And we could not even see the body language, because if this thing was just a pre-recorded audio. It was pre-recorded audio. In other countries, when similar thing happen, something big like that happen, where in a government, a sitting government, where you have all the security apparatus at your disposal, you have the police, the immigration, the I don't know, the PSU, whatever as you call them, all security apparatus at your disposal. You can utilize any of them to maintain a peaceful environment in the country. But yet the same government people are there training militias. The city major boasting of being ready to fight, to get on the street, to lead protest. That is very embarrassing. And the president came out to lie that he does not know the COP, the CPP, CDC, COP. These people have been around and they have been acting on the order of your key officials. As a matter of fact, one of the former members of this administration, Minister Eugene Fagon, when he was speaking on this issue, he said he did not appreciate or support. He said, our people from our party, their action. He said their people from their party. Eugene Fagon solidified that these guys are members and they are an extension of their party. That whatever happened, he did not appreciate it. He condemned the art. Eugene Fagon always speak for the, on behalf of the CDC. And we all know Eugene Fagon was very instrumental in electing the CDC. He was also one of those people encouraging CDC to misbehave. As a matter of fact, as Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Minister Fagon himself issued some threat, even perpetuated some lies and fabrications. At some point, threatened other people's life. Fagon did that. So he is no different from those people who were involved in the violence on the street, brutalizing the citizen for coming out to express their feelings about what is going on in the country. But the fact that Fagon himself, as a key member of the party, of the collaboration or the coalition, can come and own up to the art, saying that whatever that was done by our people, by members of our party, was not correct, was not right. For the president to come and say that he doesn't know those people was misleading, was a big lie. And it speaks on the credibility of the president. No matter how big is the problem, own up to it, take responsibility, and apologize or find a remedy, no matter how and why you want to do it, how you want to do it. But coming to issue vague statements after being pressurized by the international community and the public sentiment being against you, that's not genuine. That's not the kind of thing people want to see. When it happened, the very day it happened, the president should have, you don't have to wait for people to call you. You don't have to wait for talk show hosts to condemn you. You don't have to wait for senators. As a matter of fact, Liberia is very small. And this president and his people, they have time pretty much to monitor all talk shows. They go on all the shows. They follow everything going on every show. Everything that happening on a daily basis, they follow it. They know exactly what is going on. But waiting, sitting and waiting until you can be condemned by the international community, until you can be threatened, until the people in this country, Liberian in the diaspora, can threaten to say, what? You know what? We're going to petition, we're going to send letter, we're going to call our representatives and senators to tell President Biden to uninvite President Weah because of the violent act and the numbers of how do you call it? And numbers of human rights violations, including what happened on the Independence Day. That's when the president said, you know what? Let me go and condemn it. Let me go and take action, so our partners, so America can know that you are, serious. That's wrong. Jefferson Koji is on record saying that any more protest, that he will lead the citizens to go and protest. And the same people that are with him, same people that work with him, same people that are always perambulating the city with him, are the same people that were found fighting, brutalizing citizens. They almost killed the other boy. And the president is saying he doesn't know. Jefferson Koji is on record saying that they will fight with their blood and soul. And he made mention of protest, that any more protest. So it's very difficult to lie. And when you lie, some people who are your supporters, they will not dig deeper. They will not even care to challenge your lies. They will just accept it. But other good people, other citizens who care about their country, will challenge it, will bring up the facts, like we are doing right now. So Liberian government is not serious. The president is not serious about the safety and well-being of our people. So in short, the president's speech was too late, and it was not enough. The president did not even express regret and openly mention the victim's name, because he was not speaking from heart. It was just something that he was compelled to do just to satisfy the international community and people who are making noise behind him. This is wrong. And this is going to be very costly for the government. Because what's going on right now, when you see Yeke, Representative Yeke Kolba, coming out with all those barrels and vests and everything going on, that they're going to train their own people, a lot of people may not like the tone, the insults that accompanying the idea that he put forth. But a lot of people welcome the idea, because many people believe that this government will not relinquish power willfully, even if when they're defeated. What they just did, that's what they were planning. That when they're defeated, they will engage in violence, they will attack opposition, they will put fear in the opposition, they will attack, as a matter of fact, right after the election, they will jump on the street to start celebrating, even if they lose the election, so that when people disagree, then they will brutalize them. But now that those people they said they were arrested. We believe that was some sort of a cosmetic approach to make people feel like, okay, something is being done. But on the down low, nothing was done. And to add insult to injury, the people, they are free. So it means that you're not serious. The opposition needs to shine their eyes. Steve, I don't know what happened. You abruptly left. Well, I was kind of concerned. I was checking to see if there's any message of what is going on. I hope everything's okay. You're muted.
Yes, everything is okay. I had to put that thing. The time came. I had to do something, so I want to do it quick. You already know. But I can play the video. What you said. I have the video pulled up here, and I'm very sorry for the abrupt leaving, but the time I had to go in a certain time.
No, if everything's good, then no worries.
Yeah, everything's super. Everything's super. No wala. But let me share this thing here really quick. Where are we? Is it this? No, it's not that. Is it this? Yes, it's this. Let's share it. So let's get to the video and let's hear our boy.
I want to say to you official, make no mistake that because today certain title or you occupy certain space in government and you think that position has taken away from us our true identity. We want to officially announce to the world and the international community that what we fought for, we will not sit here as spectators and watch it come on attack. But those friends who believe that nothing good can ever happen on our watch, we want to say moving forward, when there is any call to demonstration, as lawmakers can lead, we want to say in an official capacity, whether you call me mayor or you call me youth chairperson, we want to assure the public and the international community we will be protectors of our democracy, we will be on the scene also. We will lead such forces also. Never again, and let me say this in a lot of words, never again such mistaken incident will occur. And you think that we will sit and somebody in Utopia believing that because the love of this country and you think that you have monopoly in distributing fears and panic in the people. No, that's not possible unless we are not in this corridor. We have not been moved. I want to say thank you for the privilege given to me by the National Youth League for asking me to communicate this view. So two decisions. The first decision, what we will not accept anymore, is to think that after you have elections, people jump into the street and begin to attack our democracy, and you think we'll go and we will sit as spectators. No. If no one will do that, the Youth League on our watch will protect the democracy of this country. I want to say to you, this is called so that you cannot be surprised. And don't think because as a mayor, we will be on the front burner. We will lead our people that we led them before. We will be there. Any day that will be announced here by anyone, we want to say to you, similar day will be announced by us. And whatsoever you are, we will also be there and we'll meet in flesh and blood. So as Liberians, and to see exactly what you got the capacity to talk in our peace. Thank you very much.
All right. So I think we heard it very loud and clear. And there were comments, there were statements made by this guy. Few things. First, whenever a protest is announced, they will be there. And he said, not because we occupy certain positions, that we will abandon our true identity.
Yep.
Listen to that. Their true identity was violent throughout Ellen's government. Throughout, for the 12 years, their true identity was violent. And the man is telling you clearly, after saying we will not abandon our true identity, and he tell you exactly what that identity is. Then whenever a protest is called, he will lead his people. They will protect. I mean, if this guy, I don't know how smart he is, but are you the protector of the democracy? Then why do we have law enforcement? If you're supposed to be the city mayor, but you said you will protect the democracy. So that means the police are not useful any longer. The law enforcement are not useful. Unem Jefferson Koji and his columns are the one that are going to protect Liberia's democracy. So this is telling Steve. Okay, now having this video there, they know that this video exists. And this guy did not only speak to the Liberian people, he's informing the international community as to what they will do, as to who they are. So why people try to twist, and when people talk about instigator or people who aid and abetted the violence, these are the kind of people they're talking about. And furthermore, Steve, the people that were caught in the act are the same people that have been around and moving around with this guy. And some of the people are the same people that this guy went and freed from jail. They were involved in the violence.
Yeah.
So how can this guy be exonerated? And the beginning, I'm sorry, our reporter mentioned something quick when you were not here. He said that Senator Steve Zago, being the chairperson on defense, asking that this guy being investigated. You think that will have any weight?
First of all, I think these are some of the things that Steve Zago should have been doing from day one, especially being in the opposition, wanting the rule of law. Because at the end of the day, these things walk their way back to the Senate. He's being in charge of that, of the security or defense or whatever you want to term it. Yes, he has to. It's in his purview to issue such statement. But here's the concern I'm having. Will they act upon this? And if they refuse to act, what happens? You see? So they do have the ability to make this request or demands or whatever now, however you want to term it. But Mr. Kanye, the biggest question behind, will they act? Because they only listen to a certain group of people. They don't listen to a certain group of people. And to a larger extent, too, some of the reasons they don't listen to them, to a certain group of people, is because either you're not focused or you're compromised. Let me say this. I don't agree with some things he say or he does. I mean, I'm not in agreement with it. But in all honesty, there is in no way, shape, or form you can say Yeke is compromised. Because from day one, Yeke has been Yeke. You know what I mean? He's been holding the feet to the fire. Again, I would hope that he wouldn't use certain words or whatever now. But hey, we can't help the fact that we got to keep reminding him that he should stick with the issues as opposed to, so what Steve Zago says is one thing. Are these guys going to act up? Why, if they don't act up, what do the Senate do? What happens next? What happens next? These are the things that we need to be paying attention to. Because let me tell you this, Mr. Kanye. They will only listen to President George Weah. And even when this is a thing I don't like, or this is a thing I find disheartening. Why should the president or other people be playing games? They know exactly what's going on. They know. This thing only backfired. They know exactly what's going on. They knew that these young men were going to misbehave that day. They knew it. It's not coincidental. These things are not mutually exclusive. They know exactly what's happening.
So you think the reason why they try to water down this thing is because of when push comes to shove, those guys may confess, they may call names, they may say some things. That's why they're trying to water down this whole thing.
Well, the push come to shove part, is if I were some of these younger guys, I would start setting the record right and leave the country. Let me tell you why. Because they know exactly who instigated them to go there to do what they did. They know.
Yeah, but when they are offering protection for those guys, Steve, those guys will not compare. They didn't see the need, to set the record straight because they know that those guys are. Those guys can only set the record straight when they see that the laws being enforced and that they will see the potential of going to jail for a long time. But once they know that they have protection of the government or of the government people, they are heavy hand behind them, they will not see the need to come clean. They will just, let it be because they know that people protect them and continue to give them money behind the scene.
The point I'm trying to make is, you're 100% right, but the point I'm trying to make to them is they have to think bigger in the bigger picture here. Because the president threw them under the bus and said he doesn't know them. President George Weah threw them under the bus. The fact that they're even bearing the name CDC, COP, incriminates the government, whether you like it or not. But here is the bigger picture. If they could have thrown them under the bus so that they could save themselves, whether for international pressure or other people or whatever it is, or from public pressure or ridicule or whatever now, what else they can do? You think they will not be able to get rid of you when push comes to shove? They would be able to get rid of you. So the sooner these young men think twice about the mess that they are in, because they are in the middle of a beautiful nonsense, and the sooner they can get out of this beautiful nonsense and get themselves together, Mr. Kane, the better it would be for them. And the best thing they can do for themselves is state the facts and leave. Because if you stay there, they would witch hunt you, whether you like it or not. They would get rid of you. So the best, look, and then here is the thing with them. Here's the thing with them also. If and when the CDC-led government does not win come 2023, who's going to look at them?
And so they could potentially be prosecuted as well.
Exactly. Right. So the best thing you can do is to save yourself now. Say the truth. Say what happened. Who's behind this? Who planned this? Who coordinated this? Where you guys have meetings? Because they have meetings. We are digging as to where they had the meetings, how they coordinated this thing, so that we can bring it to the public. And we'll not rest until we get the facts about these things.
Well, so let's go to the whole endorsement and the growing momentum on the side of Mr. Cummings. I don't know in the I don't know if you say CPP or ANC, but in any case, we are seeing some movement from the Cummings cycle. We have seen a lot of little, some big and some little endorsements from Azori grouping and some other high-profile individuals. And the election we are getting closer to the election, Steve. So what do you think is galvanizing these supports, and what could be the factor behind people are now seeing the need to come closer or to coalesce around Mr. Cummings and to see him as a potential president or potential alternative to George Weah? What is actually playing out good for him? What is going on?
So just before I go into this, I want to bring something to the attention of the Liberian people, that the CDC-led government is a hooligan. There's thugs amongst them. They like trouble. They're not responsible. The government is not responsible. In 2010, July 12th, there was an article released in an inquiry. And Akara's Gray's face is on the newspaper. Here's the title of the newspaper. CDC endorses hooliganism. So to tell you, say they have been doing this thing, when you hear them talking, we're going to Vanguard and we'll lead the troops, and so rebel words they're using, rebel mentality, to be violent, destructive, and so forth. So when you hear Jefferson's coach saying, what are you saying? To say that because they got office, so that means, and they can't lead the troop, they can do that. Who talks in that kind of way as well? Anyways, let me get to your question. Let me get to your question. Before I speak to your question, Mr. Kanye, I want to make a disclaimer. Before I get to your question, I want to make a disclaimer. I am not an ANC member. I have not endorsed Mr. Cummings or Tiawan Gonglo for the presidency. However, I know who I will not support come 2023. I've done the process of elimination. I will not support CDC. I will not support Unity Party. I'm very clear on the record from day one. But I have not endorsed Mr. Cummings, neither have I endorsed Tiawan Gonglo. I don't know who else will come aboard that. Like I said, I'm not seeing him way clear, so I forget about him. And I'm leaning towards him again. But let me get to your question. I want to make the disclaimer before I answer your question. Last week, I think it was Monday or so forth, we made a prediction on this show that the CPP would have a couple of announcements in the next few weeks. We did tell the Liberian people, because the records are there, that those who thought that the CPP was dead, those who wanted for the CPP to be dead, they were mistaken. They are mistaken bigly, like Donald Trump would say. And that the CPP would rejuvenate, would come back, because we started to get some inside scoop from behind closed doors as to what will happen. First thing first again today, I want to say, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Mr. Dr. McIntosh, his endorsement is big. It's big. Okay. Whether you like it or not, it's big for two major reasons. First of all, who is Dr. McIntosh? Dr. McIntosh is not a lightweight. He is not Costa. Neither is he one of your people that just talk and don't translate the popularity to numbers. No. So you want these kind of people on your side. I think it's a brilliant move by the ANC and Mr. Cummings. My only disappointment with the ANC is they don't know how to pick up this kind of momentum and run with it and keep up the momentum and the zeal. They don't. They have not gotten to that point. But this is big. The reason why it's big, I said there are two major reasons. Dr. McIntosh gave Joseph Human Parker and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf the second term. Dr. McIntosh gave George Weah presidency. They're not small person you're talking about in terms of understanding the politics of Liberia, the strategy, and so forth. We're talking about local politics here now. We're talking about people that understand the ground. Yesterday, I was on a show and I was asked this question. What do you think of people saying, Cummings is not in touch with the locals on the ground and so forth and that? And I equated this particular endorsement, other endorsements that are to follow, by the way. There are other big memes that are going to endorse very, very soon. So some people will be mad vex, but that's fine. They can be mad vex. Or the one is okay. That politics here, you will lose, you will win. I equated this to when Barack Obama, 2008, strategically selected Joe Biden as vice president. There was one major reason why he strategically selected Joe Biden as vice president. And that reason was to compensate for the fact that he had no military experience. He could not relate to the military. Mind you, the tax for the next US president by that time would have been to ensure that they catch bin Laden or get rid of him. So you needed a president at that time, or you needed somebody in the White House that understood military, understood the strategy, and so forth. John McCain, our former senator, peace be to his ashes, understood the terrain, so he bought sentiment on that when they went to the debate. He bought sentiment. He told the American people what we have done because he was a prisoner of war. Come to find out, Barack Obama went in his corner and said, listen, I couldn't appeal to these people. I can't take any other local politician from Washington. What I need to do is to get someone that not only understands the Senate, but understands the military terrain. So this particular move that was made is big. It's big from the local standpoint. McIntosh understands the politics of Liberia. He's been around. He's been around. He's not a newbie. He's not a newcomer on the block. He understands it. That's for the local part. For the international side, he understands ECOWAS. He understands the international community. He's been out of the country, working in and out of the country. So that tells you, it gives you the balance of both words. This is not just any kind of endorsement. And also, I've always pointed out to people this. I said this on my post, and some people came there and they were fighting and insulting me or whatever it is. That's cool. But this is what I've said. It's not about who endorses you. It's about those that have winning records. McIntosh, whether you like McIntosh, whether you like Chairman Musa Benede, they have winning records when it comes to the presidential elections of Liberia. You want these people in your corner. You don't just want anybody. You want people that are winning record in certain things. Who else would you want in your corner at this point when you're putting together a team for a presidential election? One of the person that has a winning record, whether you like him or not, Senator what the guy name? He was with Unity Party. What his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Edwin Melvin Snow. So you see, these guys have winning track records, especially in a presidential election. So you want them on your side. So this is a big win for the ANC and Mr. Cummings. This is a big move to them. I think they need to seize this momentum and this opportunity, run with it, and create and continue this kind of momentum and zeal among themselves, as opposed to wasting their time on trivial things that are not important. They've made so many chances. So McIntosh's endorsement, I listened to the endorsement. He said something that was very important in that endorsement. He didn't just endorse. He said he would do it openly. He said he was supporting openly. And he was
so I want you to dig deeper on a little bit on the driving factors to all this the growing momentum. People are gravitating now towards Cummings and the CDC and CPP. And when we have only 1 year left to the election, what is going on? What is actually contributing factors? What is he doing actually to attract the people attention like that, or to give the people confidence?
I'd like to forget about Mr. Cummings in this context right now, but I want to switch your question around. So, how come he did not pick the Unity Party or CDC, given most recently the people he has identified with was the Unity Party 2011 through 2017, 2017 through up until today, the CDC. What did he see? What prompted him to have left these two groups and is gravitating to a total new person or a new guy or somebody who he doesn't know? Mind you, he's built relationship with Joseph Boakai over the 12 years he worked with the Unity Party. You know what it means for someone like him, Joseph Yuma Boakai, for them to not formulate a team to still move on? For him to have even gone to CDC was a sign of losing for Joseph Yuma Boakai. People didn't pay attention to the sign. Another sign of losing for the CDC, his move from the CDC, is a huge blow and a big loss to the CDC. It's a big loss to the CDC and the United Party. The reason I'm saying these things is because if you had this guy who helped you, the John Weah-led government was helped. These are some of the people that made CDC to have won the election. Like it or not. You didn't see them on the TV, on Facebook, or on TV, or in studio, or whatever it is. These are strategists. These are guys that make things to work behind the scene. When you see people implementing certain plans or certain things, these are the people that do it behind the scene. They provide these strategies, and these guys implement it, and you see the fruit of these strategies or the results of them. So I'm saying in this context that we have two big losers here, the Unity Party and the CDC. And some of the factors that probably play in there, I wouldn't say maybe CDC did not approach him because I don't have the facts to that. I wouldn't say Unity Party did not approach him. I don't have the facts to that. I don't want to speak hypothetically in this context. What I want to speak about is the fact that he stated something, especially when it came to Joseph Yuma Boakai. He spoke about Joseph Yuma Boakai not having, there's a word he used, and that word is in a context because I listened to him very clearly when he was asked about Joseph Yuma Boakai. It's not momentum. I know it's not momentum. The word is not coming to me. But we use that word normally in football or in other things. It will come. But what it means, what that word means in a bigger context, it and like you said, you put it right. It's not about age. It's not about age. It's not about young or older. No, it's not about it. What he was trying to say in a nutshell, in my view, after listening, stamina. That's the word, Isaac.
Oh,
Stamina.
you say does not have stamina?
Yes, stamina. So
Okay.
stamina in this context means a lot of different things. But I believe he chose the word stamina to not only speak to the physical condition or morphology of the current vice president, which when you talk about people take offensively or they think that is a
You say
problem,
the current vice president?
the former vice president,
Okay.
his physical morphology, whether it's his health, whether it is his well-being, his physical fitness, or so forth. So stamina in this, Mr. Kane, one of the things that Donald Trump had Hillary Clinton on was the issue of stamina. What's the issue of stamina? He wanted to know if people want to know if she had a stamina or whatever now to be able to run an effective campaign. You remember during the elections when she came down with that call or whatever it was? You remember? Donald Trump seized upon that.
I remember.
He seized upon that. He capitalized on it. But stamina in this context is not only restricted to somebody's physical health or the physical well-being. Mr. Cannon, it reflects the bigger picture, such as are they able to do this thing in a timely manner? The way a young person would think, an older man wouldn't be able to think that way, whether you like it or not. He was also looking at people who would lead the country. Because if the vice president cannot do this, if the president cannot do this, who's in his ear? Who is he listening to? Where are the stuff? Where the stuff coming from? Where the information coming from? Is the truly speaking? Then we tussle and we tussle what we can say in Liberia. Is the vice president actually able to move around all 16 counties within a month? Is he able to go to sit in meeting to meeting? We've known that Joseph Yuma Braga sleeps. When I was in eighth grade, I studied about something in Africa. And I read in an article, somebody was trying to attribute that to him, but you can't just put this diagnosis on people. There's an illness called trypanosomiasis. Now, that is responsible when you fall asleep. You just fall asleep. You can't keep awake. No, again, this is what disrespect.
I think I heard about it a very long time ago.
Yes,
as a matter of fact, we used to use it on some of our friends that used to be sleeping in the class.
Exactly. And so some of these things, Mr. Kane, when you put these factors into place, people must think. But let me say this though. While he talked about stamina and other things, there is something I picked up from him yesterday. We who are Christians, there's a scripture in the Bible that will say a father leaves an inheritance for his children. I look at it from a different context. Let me be very frank. His endorsement. I look at it from a different context.
Now, okay, just finish that thought, and then I'm talking about in the general, because there are a lot of other endorsement too,
right?
For other women group and organizations.
Yeah, but I look at it from a different. We'll come to the women group. I look at it from a different context because I want to put it in a holistic form. Manju brought Unity Party. Unity Party squandered opportunity. They failed the country. Brought George Weah with the hope that something would change. George Weah is failing miserably, maybe more than the Unity Party, if not. It takes, like I said, he's a man of a particular age. In other words, he's older. He's not a young boy. He's not a little boy. In other words, it takes a father. It takes somebody who really means well or who wants to rectify the wrong to say, guys, this can no longer be about us. We've tried this thing with other people. We've tried it always. It hasn't worked. We've tried people that we're familiar with. We've tried the political elites. We've tried the people that we're comfortable with. It hasn't worked. It takes somebody who has character. It takes somebody who is thinking beyond the stomach or what can be in a bank account. It takes somebody who wants to rectify a wrong, to say, yes, I've made some mistakes. I want to make it right this time around. And I can say his decisions were based on some of these factors. Mr. Cannon, we can't keep going in cycles. Where are we headed? If you tried Joseph Yuma Boyka a few years ago, it didn't work. You try it again, will not work. Similar thing with George Weah. So this man brought a holistic approach and said, let's try someone different with a track record that has proven that he has been effective. Let's give him a chance to do this thing. Let's bring in a new face. And I will say to every Liberian, you want something new? You want change? Don't vote for CDC. Don't vote for Unity Party. Look at new people. Look at different things. We have options now.
Okay. So I still want you to answer the question.
Okay.
You just talk about what could be some of the motivating factors to the endorsement of me by Dr. McIntosh. I'm talking about what you think Commies is doing to attract the support he's getting right now, especially from the guy, our reporter just told us that there were another group from District 13 that they came to endorse Mr. Commies for president. So what do you think Mr. Commies is doing to claim the attention of all those people that are endorsing him now? That was my question.
So I think there are a couple of factors, Mr. Kane. The first factor is Mr. Comey did something that most of the typical politicians has not done in Liberia.
Okay.
After the election, even when he didn't win, he stayed in the country. Can you imagine? He stayed around. Not only that, he stayed around amidst all of the reports, advice, recommendation that he got to not join the CPP. He joined the CPP. He joined them. Not only that he joined the CPP, even when he was pushed around, lied on. Some people don't like for to talk about it. We'll talk about it. When we talk about it, they say, oh, you Cummings man, you Cummings son. But the facts are the fact. Lied on. With all of we'll say in the language of politics, cool they wanted to carry on him. He still managed to say, I will be here with the CPP. So one thing we're attracted to as human beings is consistency. Consistency is critically important. Human beings are attracted to consistency. Consistent people don't know that. Consistency. So in other words, you know Mr. Kane, you know me. When you come on the show for the next 2-3 years, hopefully some things have changed in our country that will make us to come here less. But when you come on the show, one of the consistent things you will see Mr. Kane is dark skin, I am light skin. You will see I have hair on my head. Mr. Kane does not have hair on his head. Mr. Kane, make your point. I got to do something quick.
That's fine. So, one of the reasons why I asked Steve this question, this is politics. Back in 2016, leading to the 2017 elections, Mr. Cummings was considered as a newcomer and also like a political novice. Cummings was considered as someone who like a non-factor when it comes to the election, like an unknown commodity. At some point, some people refer to him as a stranger.
Yes.
That was just the last election. Now, Like it or not, you cannot discuss Liberian politics today without mentioning Alexander Cummings. And to the extent that this man has managed to claim the attention of the international community, to include the United States, that this man now is becoming a household name in the country, Liberia. Beyond that, this man has gotten the attention of the Liberian government and their supporters to the extent where they saw him as a threat and attempted to eliminate him from the picture. Beyond that, this man now is getting the attention of the Liberian people, not just the political actors, but common people. That's why I asked the question as to what is going on, what is he doing? Because from like nothing to something, and then to something bigger, and on we go. Who knows the limit? So that's why I asked the question, what this guy is doing actually to be attracting the minds of the people, including the government. Let me tell you something right now. Of late, most of the attack from seditionists and their supporters, most of the attack now is directed at Cummings. They started this thing since the beginning of this year. That led to, when I say sedition and their supporters, including their agents, all the attacks are directed at Cummings. Because we said it before, they say, oh no, you're joking, oh you're making, oh you're Cummings supporter. We follow politics, we listen, and we follow trend. Supporters of the government have consistently attacked Cummings. And now it's becoming apparent on a daily basis that the government people now directing all their attack, insult, disrespect. Even they are now even predicting the next move of Cummings. Oh, Cummings one day person here. Oh, that person coming in those Cummings. Oh, that person coming becoming manager. That person, they are doing it. They mean that they are worried now. And let me be clear. CDC, President Weah, they know exactly what is going on. They know exactly, they're doing their internal polling. They're talking to people. And it's clear that the so-called stronghold for the CDC being Monserrado County is no more the case. CDC believe even an election is held today, CDC cannot win Monserrado. Not only that the people are suffering, not only that the people know exactly what is going on in the country, but the media, all the talk shows, all radio stations, and most of the actions are right there in Monserrado. And that have been put to test twice. The CDC and George Weah have lost Monserrado. Regardless of who they run against, the opposition will win Monserrado. Let me give you that today, Steve.
When you finish,
Monserrado. Whether it's Cummings, whether it's Bwaka, whoever that they go with, opposition will win Monserrado. The only thing CDC depending on right now is the Southeast, and Southeast does not have enough number. one county or two counties can cancel the entire 6 counties of the Southeast. And CDC does not have the luxury, it does not have the power anymore of Prince Johnson. This time around, Prince Johnson is not going to run for president. So he has no number kept in the bank for him. Prince Johnson is going to be worried about himself and about his re-election as senator. And I will leave this part because I wanted to talk something about the current vice president, but I will leave that part.
But Mr. Cannon,
And the reason why I'm leaving that part, maybe we'll have the opportunity to talk to her here. So we'll ask some of those questions that I wanted to talk about.
well, since you're leaving that part, I want to jump in and say something.
You go ahead.
Since you're leaving that part, you can leave something, and me,
Yeah.
I can talk it to be on record.
You
I
see,
know
I just because I was talking. I was not talking.
This is going to get some. This is going to get some Unity Party people very pissed off. But I will take off my glasses to 31 so you can see me very quick. I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph Yuma Boakai endorses comments. Remember today. I wouldn't be surprised. I will point to something. I know you say, but I'll point to something.
No, talk.
How interesting and coincidental. I know this will not make sense because some of you, there are some deep things that you don't understand. How interesting and coincidental that Joseph Boakai met Cummins in Ghana. The top dogs, they didn't know. The politics we're talking now, real politics are about to play. But how so interesting and coincidental that Cummins just left Italy. Boakai in Italy. You'll be wasting your time. You'll be getting vexed. You'll be having attitude. But not only that, how coincidental. Who in the right mind, in the middle of the game, you change your team?
So say you want to take us there. Let me talk about it a little bit.
That would be fun. Yeah, you see that thing here.
Let me talk about that a little bit. You know, I think you know, Cummins meeting with Ambassador Boakai in Ghana, and that was unknown to some of his people. And when that information
He said we're known to the people.
was unknown to some of his people.
The foreigners are.
So, and when that information came out, it led to a serious backlash and infighting. There were statements made. There were threats made. As a matter of fact, Ambassador Boakai kind of lost confidence and trust in some of the people that he trusted around him. And I believe that backlash from that whole thing that happened contributed to the removal of Mo Ali and Ami Moda. So, I don't want to speculate as to what happened in Italy and what did not happen, because I'm not privileged to some of those information. But I know in the end, the opposition, some of the opposition will come together. Let's say the opposition will come together. And those who are in this team to undermine the opposition will eventually go to where they really belong, which is with the CDC. And it's going to be very soon. They will use reasons. They will use the unity of the opposition as the reason why they decided to support the CDC. The real opposition, the actual opposition, will eventually get together. And at the end of the day, those who are pretending to be opposition will go back to the CDC. They already have been on the surface, on the background, but publicly they're showing that they are with the opposition. But when they see any form of unity coming together of the opposition that could lead to the removal of the CDC government, they will eventually and openly support the CDC. So whatever that is playing behind the scene, we can't talk everything. But for what we know, I think the CDC government is not in the right position right now. They are concerned because they're having international pressure already. That is a fact. And they know that. They know that they are not trusted any longer. They know that they do not have the support of the international community any longer because they have termed them as corrupt people. And international community will stop supporting you the minute they notice that you are corrupt. So the only thing they were depending on, it was the support of the Liberian people themselves. And now that is fading away. And eventually, when they realize that, the more they realize that, the more they will become aggressive. The more they will become uneased. And the more attack will be on Alexander Cummings. Have you seen CDC attacking Joseph Boakai lately? No. They don't care. They say they thought they could use Joseph Nima Boakai to destroy the CPP. They tried. They attempted. As a matter of fact, one CDCian told me, I'm not going to call name, but I will say, I'm sorry if you feel offended that I say this. One CDCian told me clearly, now, Sekou, it looks like you were right. The president said, you have been very consistent, saying that Joseph Boakai will now run 2023. The president said, it looks like you were right. The Pape, I don't think you were wrong. And in fact, this person said, the old man, from the look of things, he does not seem ready, and he doesn't even have the courage. He doesn't have the inner courage and passion for it. And the person went forward. And those that were behind him, forcing him to do it, there were energy behind the things, hey, man, you can do this. Hey, don't worry, we're here for you. You can do this, you can do this. Are those that have been eliminated from the picture. He said, hopefully, we all live to see. But the person went forward to say, whatever you have said in the past, that Joseph Boakai may now run for president is coming to light. Whether he endorses Cummings or not, Boakai running for president is questionable. It has a big question mark. And I think I'm right. And I think I'm right, Steve.
Well, Mr. Cunningham, from what I can say, somebody said Mr. Cunningham like to be diplomatic or whatever it is. We like to put things up in the public. One thing you would take from SKTV, whether that Mr. Cunningham say or that me say it, or whether he writes it on a Facebook post page or his personal page or my personal page, regardless of however we communicate our messages, they always come to fruition. Yep. And I thank God for that. When we say something here, it might take days or weeks.
Yep.
It will happen. So even though some of you can be spotting us and you're vexed right now because of anything we're saying, but it's good. It's good that you know ahead of time, you get heads up. Because a lot of things will change. Mr. Kane, let's come back to the question that you asked about other people that are endorsing Mr. Cummings and what he's doing. First of all, if you really look at Mr. Cummings for true, he has been consistent. Some people in Liberia, when you're consistent or when you're straightforward with things, they say you have to deal with. You get problem. You have to deal with. You get problem. You have to deal with. Listen, so long you're Liberian man or Liberian woman start you in a group and that person have to deal with. Most of the times, they're saying you are not trying to conform with their norms. They start to have issues with you. They start to have problem with you. It's not necessarily bad. It doesn't mean you're doing something bad. That's not what it means. That is not what it means. So, plus the politics now where we are, what Mr. Cummings has done, Mr. Cummings has done something that most Liberian politicians wouldn't do. He has refused to settle for less. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. We all deserve better. If in your heart you want to be president of Liberia, go and declare you want to be president. Don't let nobody talk you out of it if that's what you want to do. I'm saying it. If that's what you want to do. Why we all go to competition and somebody tell you, say, oh, you just need to go to paper and we get a number or whatever it is. What sense does that make? Oh, so the paper owner people born him to be president. Other people are not born to be president. You're smart, eh? I see. You see your life. You see your life. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. Even if you want to go that route, there are ways you go about it from a traditional standpoint or from a humanistic standpoint. You don't make it look like somebody not get ready to do the one, you get ready to do the or they think what they used to do in Liberia called dress right dress. And the other person on the time. That other person on the time. But maybe you leave me with the glasses, Benny, man, enjoying the glasses today. Yeah. So, Mr. Kane, what I'm saying in essence is Mr. Cummings is gradually winning the hearts of people overnight. He's doing the work. Let me talk so. Whether you like him or not, he is doing the work. This man is moving around, talking to people. And one thing that they don't understand, that most people don't understand, Mr. Cummings has a strong interpersonal skills and negotiation skills. He does. When he talks to you on the phone or in person one-on-one, he's able to easily convince you and sell his message to you. Most of the time in Liberia, guess what? People will say, oh, I have met Mr. Cummings more than once in person. Very humble. If they tell you, say you get Liberian men might get money and be humble, that only one it will take by the grace of God. Liberian men who get money well recognized, you know what? First of all, say you gotta fill up paper before you see them. The bureaucracy said, it's not easy.
So, finish your thought on Mr. Cummings. Let me ask you the question.
So, in a nutshell, Mr. Cummings is selling his message and is selling himself on a daily basis to the Liberian people. And it is resonating. And you know who helping him to make it resonate? The CDC and the Unity Party. Can you imagine? Unity Party partisans, some of them don't have any kind of conversation with all the name of Mr. Cummings. You don't know when you spend too much time talking about one person or you promoting that person. You really don't know. especially if you are saying things that are not truth about a person, because you want other people to, then you make other people to go get curious to want to research that person and find out if what you're saying is truth. Now, when they find out that this is not true, then it becomes more like it's a hate against this person. Everything I've said against, I've said here or before against Joseph Yuma Boakai, it is true. I challenge anybody who challenge me on, let's talk about the facts, or any other political leader. It is true. So we don't go make shift, we don't go make up things. Let's stick with the facts and the issues. Yeah, Mr. Connor, you said you had a question.
Yeah, I have a question. My question for you. You made mention of Joseph Boakai going to Italy. Do we have any information as to why he's there and who he went there with? Because the last time, the reason why they had a huge backlash was because of when he went to Ghana, it was not just him. It was Boakai Jr., and this guy, what's his name? They want somebody called the self-proclaimed chief of staff.
Who? Kabakoli? J. Kabakoli?
J. Kabakoli. J. Kabakoli was there. So do we have any information as to who all accompanied the former vice president to Italy this time around? I'm not sure whether he's there for a negotiation or for a talk conversation about the future of Liberia, but whatever reason he's there for. Do you have an idea as to who he traveled with?
You know what? They make me laugh. One on new Facebook, Reddit wrote. It's funny because I want to tie into answer your question. It says Sekou Joseph Boakai went for a medical visit to Europe. Remember when Joseph Boakai left Liberia? They're supposed to open a new building.
Our new president, I think, is our boy Prince.
Remember,
but, sometimes it can appear on the computer screen as unknown because the men too long. The computer can't read the menu.
But the men I gave Facebook all kind of false, long, so Facebook said,
yeah, now what Facebook can. The same thing what Facebook do to your boy. They say they can't recognize. So it's Prince. I know it's Prince.
Well, remember.
But the men usually come to America for the medical checkup. So what happened?
Remember, there's some things I will not say here.
Of all places in Europe, Italy,
Mr. Kennedy, there's some things I will not say here. But remember, when Joseph, they're supposed to open a new. That time they just kicked the Unity Party out of the building. They had a yo-yo. They got a new building, so they opened it a certain time. They said they had to postpone the opening of that building because the vice president had left the country for medical checkup, right? They reported that. And I see medical checkup and went on. When he comes in Ghana, let me give them a clue. When and if Joseph Yuma Boakai endorses Commies, it will be because of medical reasons. We move.
You gotta stop it, man. Yeah.
Oh, people let it put.
You gotta stop it, but
anyway, I would take. I don't normally take him back, but I'll take that back.
Yeah, you gotta take that back.
I'll take it back.
Let me say this to you. You say I like to be diplomatic, and I don't talk everything, and I know the reason why. Joseph Yuma Boakai. Let me speak for the puppet for a minute. Joseph Yuma Boakai is a statement. He has served his country for so many years. Like him or hate him, he has paid his due. And rightfully so. Many people believe that the old man is now well based on his own statement on the radio, on the national radio, that was also watched internationally. that he's not well, that he went for a medical checkup, and he developed the heart problem from the stress. He went under for the 12 year as vice president and the campaign in 2017. This man has a family. He has son, he has children. He has a wife that love him so dearly. And so many other Liberians loved him. So we have said before, and we'll continue to say it again. If somebody tells you, I'm not well, and the reason I got sick is from riding motorcycle. If you have car to give it to me, I will be riding our car. When you say no, oh man, you wouldn't go on motorbike. It means you don't like that person. Somebody tells you the thing that can make me sick every day. Every day when I ride motorcycle, I got sick. Then you say, no. You can't, you're not good for keke, you're good for motorcycle. It means that you don't love the person. I'm just being honest here. And I told you, people insisting that this man has to run, that this man has to go for presidency, that this man should undergo similar stress that he went under in the past, contributed to those people getting eliminated from the picture. People are listening. They thought was politically prudent. As a matter of fact, that contributed their exit from the CPP, knowing the fact that if they go through the process as stipulated in the CPP framework document, Joseph Boakai will get out of the picture. They knew Joseph Boakai will not win if they have primary. They knew he will not win if the process stipulated in the CPP framework document was to be followed. They knew that, and after they saw that, and they still wanted to force this guy to run, they forced the old man to exit. That contributed immensely. But they don't know. They think they are using the old man. They think the old man appreciate what they are doing. But there are other people who love the old man more than them. Say, you know what, we cannot take this down any longer. We have to get this guy out of the picture. And we saw it. The new people that are coming right now, they will facilitate the exit for the old man. Not necessarily for commies, not necessarily for Joseph, for George Weah, but because of the man's own life. The man has to stay out of politics to enjoy his grandchildren. The man has to enjoy his retirement. He's old. The man has paid his due. So I don't think there's any justification, any other political justification, other than being of age and also an alien person. This man is not well. He made it very clear to you. And we all know what heart problem is. You cannot operate under stress. Your heart can be beating. You can be, under some in certain position.
You can't be in a situation you can't handle.
Yeah, you can be in a situation where you have to be thinking too much until your blood start, malfunctioning. So in short, Steve, it just has to be medical problem and age problem. Also family problem. Okay, let's eradicate medical problem for a second. The main family can step up and say, you know what? We don't want you to run anymore. The man can say, okay, my family, saying no. let's forget about this thing. We gotta move on. So people kind of like attach reason for everything. Even if Joseph Walker is to announce today that I'm now running for 2023, they will say Joseph Walker, they will say Kumi is giving money. Or there was some people will say, you know what? Maybe CDC getting me money. So whatever the case is, I think the old man reserved the right to still continue to be played by political actors, or he can also come back and say, hey, I cannot take this anymore. It's not worth it. And again, Steve, to even add more value to this argument, those that were pushing the old man, they were pushing him, you got Lofa at the disposal. That one is one country already in the bag. Now the old man just lost that one. What else are you going to show him? The only country he won, he just lost that one in the last election. So you think the Papa stupid, or the people around him are stupid? I'm talking about family. They don't want the woman to be subjected to some level of disgraceful ending after serving your country for more than 40 years. They don't want him to be subjected to some level of embarrassing ending of his political career. He can graciously exit with valuable reason of age, illness, or any other or family reason. There's nothing wrong with that. I think people should encourage the old man to do what is right. That will be in his interest and the interest of his family and our country as well. But not to be subjected to something that will somehow increase, the illness in his body, and that could lead to something that nobody want to see. So I think the people have served, and it will be the right thing to do. So whatever reason that could be attached, I think it's a good reason for his own safety and for his family as well. I just wanted to add that, Steve.
Well, me, I ready to open the line so we can close it because me,
Open the line.
I finished saying my own.
Yeah, I know you finished saying your own. Well, open the line, let the boy chip in.
But when I put that one number, then you can. So I already got one caller here.
Okay, let me put both number on.
Yeah, because when I put that one number, then.
Yeah, let me put both number there. Hey, you guys, I'm still on the show, okay?
Okay.
Yes, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
My name is Uncle Pete, the man for all the counties. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Uncle Pete, welcome to the show. What's your take? What's your take on the conversation today?
Oh, I want to thank you and Siku, for the eloquent information that you all are disseminating. Your information that you are disseminating, they are all authentic. I posted several the times that V.V. Walker will not run for the presidency. I posted it on several occasions. Some people thought I was joking. Look, I have the greatest respect for V.V. Walker. He's an honorable man. We respect him, we love him, and we care for him. But I want to tell Liberians openly today on your show that V.P. Walker will give his unflinching support to Alexander Cummings. And it will happen in the next 2 to 3 months from now. Negotiations are on the way.
Is that Uncle P, is that a prediction, or you have information to provide to us?
I'm not predicting, Sekou.
Okay, mine was prediction. I just making sure.
Look, I'm in the inner circle. You know,
okay.
I'm Uncle Pete from the mayor from all the counties.
I know.
If I tell you I'm from all the counties, you might not believe it. Well, I can tell you, you will come to realize that I'm from all the counties.
That's good.
I'm in the inner circle of VP Walker. VP Walker will retire. He's not well. We know that people being forcing him to run. I have people around Vivi Wakai that I'm related to. Let me tell you all this on Facebook. You know that Mo Ali is my little brother? Do you all believe me?
Oh.
No, let me tell you all, Mo Ali, the mother of Mo Ali is my stepmother.
Oh.
My sister that is in Tala right now, that is taking care of the property that I'm building in Tala, that if you bring it on the American market, it can go for almost $500,000. It's being taken care of by the sister of Mo Ali and Peach Cook. Mo Ali, let me repeat, Mo Ali is my little brother. His mother name is Majene, my stepmother. Mo Ali's mother was married. My father paid dowry for her. She loved me under the world as my stepmother. Right now, she's not too well.
That's a breaking news, though.
She's blind right now. She always asking for me. Mo Ali, I love Mo Ali to the letter. And I will not let anybody to do anything to embarrass or to harm my little brother Mo Ali. Mo Ali is my little brother. Let me just say this to you people. He's my little brother. His mother is my stepmother. We have the six sisters and brothers. It's just that his mother, my stepmother, went after she and my father separated when my father died. My father died in 1977. The late Honorable Daniel Victor Nathaniel Cook. We own a place in going to Cape Mount. They call it Diatown. It's right on the road. I am the head of that family. So I want to tell y'all, I love Vivi Wakai. I love him. I don't want to go in depth because I have people that with
You can't go in depth more than this, oh.
Very close to. Very close to. Vivi Wakai is that he will retire. He will give his unflinching support to Alexander Cumming. Y'all keep this today, what I'm saying today, y'all keep it. I love that man. That man is respected. And we do not want anyone to tarnish that history of his. Vivi Wakai will retire. That's all I got to tell you guys. So this is Uncle Pete. You better believe it. This is the man for all the counties. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Pete. Thank you so much. Uncle Pete dropped knowledge here today.
But Uncle Pete should stay on to answer some questions because I have another caller here.
Oh, I have a caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me take that caller first. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 763.
Hey, I'm the top fan.
The top fan?
I'm the top fan from Minnesota.
Is this Mr. Trouble? Steve said you troublemaker though.
No, you're the troublemaker. I'm the SKTV top fan.
Yeah, is it Mr. Tucker?
Yes, this is Isaac Tucker.
Isaac Tucker, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, I just wanted to yes, this is Mr. Tucker.
My man, you know you're listening to radio, listen to your phone, so that way.
Anyway, yeah, I won't do that. Yeah. Sekou, I just want to address only this Dr. McIntosh endorsement, you know. I'm not going to go all around with the other stuff, but I want to relate my comment to Dr. Toga McIntosh endorsement.
Okay.
You see, I listened to him keenly yesterday into his interview.
Okay.
Firstly, he said Joseph Parker was a very good leader.
Okay.
And that they even elected him as head of that organization based upon that. They asked him, has he changed in terms of leadership? He said no. He said his only point was, as Moses said, he said, was stamina. But I just want to say something here. I followed Dr. McIntosh, and I'm happy maybe that he has found a home. So he looks like somebody who is searching for a home. Few months ago, he was on Spoon TV, and he was going to challenge Joseph Barker in the Unity Party. Okay? I don't know what happened. He came back again a few months later, And he was ready, the LPDP was ready to challenge George Weah at the convention and talking all kinds of things about the agreement that they made. Nothing comes. No, instead of he's not challenging those two, he's going to give his endorsement to Ambassador Cummings. So is it really a lost soul searching for a home? Or is it really based on conviction? Because he never criticized Barker. And I think they're just talking about, they turn it all upside down to find his reasons. His point was only for stamina. And it reminds me of the Trump people who were saying Joe Biden got no stamina. He's stuck in his basement and all of that. He's old. And what happened? So I think his endorsement doesn't carry water. He's a good man. Yeah, he has weight, but his endorsement. He's made so many other contradictory statements that make us look like he was looking for a home. What happened to his challenging Joseph Barker at the Unity Party? What happened to his challenging George Weah? Come on, man. Let's talk about go find somewhere, okay?
All right, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. We appreciate your comment.
Yeah,
Steve, you have a caller?
Yes, let me put a caller on.
All right.
Yes, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Hi, this is the undercover citizen calling from Minnesota. How are you?
Hey, Lord. Citizen, now you're dead today. Why are you here again?
The man will pay for calling himself undercover citizen.
You know, I'm going to disagree with you guys a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
And here is my disagreement. With regards to Macintosh, I think the endorsement was good, but it should have been done right. And here is why. Just some of the things that this previous caller just said are true with regards to Mr. Macintosh. So Macintosh has been all over the place. He was with NPP, he was with UP, he went to CDC, now ANC. It is truly, he has the character of somebody who is lost and trying to find a home. And we should not overlook it. This guy is a strategist. He's a very good person. But when you sometimes, they say human behavior tells you a lot of things about them. If this kind of behavior is what he has, it scares me. Because what would be his next move? What is his next move? I'm just afraid because, look, I want Mr. Cummings to do good to get this Weah guy out as soon as possible. But at the same time, when we make wrong moves, those same wrong moves can sometimes come back to bite us. So that's all I got to say about that. And thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much. Well, Mr. Cunningham, very interesting comments from both Ben and what his name? I'm forgetting his name.
Isaac, hold on. We have another caller here. So, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 058
Yes,
0589.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you for taking my call. My name is George Paul, calling from Minnesota.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, so, I mean, the previous two caller tried to, I don't want to say attack Mr. McIntosh, but I just want to make a point to that point, I mean, the idea of somebody being all over the place. I mean, the man right there said yesterday that he's a politician, If he decide not to contest for the presidency, he has two choices. That's what he said. He can either go and sit in his home in Riverside, or he can be part of the process. And he decided to be part of the process. He said people need to understand until we can have a leader, or funny a leader for Liberia, it's a journey. It's not a destination. People will always try to change your party or move here and get him to always find leader. He's not the first man. He's not going to be the last man. Concerning Mr. Barker, the man said when the United Party was coming together, trying to get a VP, they were putting all names down. It was a selection process, and Mr. Barker's name came up. And he said he had the opportunity to meet and talk with Mr. Barker. This man's a politician, man. He's not going to come and say every discussion he and Mr. Barker had, but he said he had the opportunity to talk to him about country and about the people. So based on the conversation they had, he chose not to go Baraka way. So that explains a lot. You know, the time to say X, Y, and Z, but he said they had a conversation because the question was, did he have the time to talk to every politician in the race contesting today? He said no. But he had an opportunity to meet at least with Mr. Baraka, with Mr. Weir. I think one other person, but the only person he did not have the chance to meet were Mr. Cummings and Kassam. Okay, but he said he already had a chance to meet all these other people, and they already talked about the country and the people. So based on the conversation, with all these people, he decided to go with Mr. Cummings. So as an intelligent person, he let you know that based on the conversation, he wasn't comfortable to go with these people. So that's an indictment. That's an indictment on Mr. Baraka. Okay, how anybody want to flip it? You know what I mean? So, and besides the statement, that's what he said. So, but the idea of people jumping around, people always going to jump around, but the intent, you have to look at the person's intent. You know, you have to look at the person's record, so you have to judge it from his record. If he does have a bad record, then yes, you can go with that. But the idea that maybe he's jumping around, he's not stable, it doesn't make sense because people always jump around. And that's the politics, because people always trying to find, who's best for the country. So that's my 2 cents, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Steve?
Well, I
I
think
don't know if you have another call. I wanted to talk a little bit about what we just heard.
no.
Okay.
Mr. Cannon, but I also think we'll call it a date though, right after here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because
So,
it's 2:30.
So, Mr. Tucker and other people did not call. I think this guy endorsement means something
It does.
from the reaction. You know, I know Liberians and I know the way we behave. If this guy was a non-entity and this guy has no weight, and if his endorsement was something that cannot move needle, trust me, nobody will be worried. But it seems like Unity Party supporters or GNB supporters who are still struggling, whether or not the term of reality to say that GNB will not run, are jittering, are getting angry to see people like that moving towards Cummings based on their track record and the acquaintances they have. Secondly, this guy, when he mentioned stamina, people can attach a different connotation to it. But in reality, when somebody speaks of stamina in this context, it's about energy, his ability to withstand the pressure, the rigmarole, the ups and downs that come with politics, especially with presidency. That's just a fact. You have seen people try to equate or compare Joseph Nima Boakai to that of Joe Biden. Have you seen Joe Biden running, jogging? I bet you, let Mr. Boakai go and try that. You don't compare apple and oranges. Besides, Joe Biden does not have any pacemaker on his heart. Joe Biden does not have any heart problem or underwent any surgery or any procedures to insert something in his heart. And Joe Biden has not told you that I got sick, I developed heart problem because of stress from campaigning and being vice president for Obama for 8 years. He didn't say that. So don't compare two things. Not only that this man is not well, but the man himself came out and told you that he developed those problems because of the 12 years of vice presidency and the campaign of 2017. What in this you cannot understand? Why are you guys so wicked and being self-centered and egoistic to the extent where you care less about the man's body, you care less about his future, you care less about his family, but you only want him to represent you because you don't like certain person? That's not right. You got to be conscious of this man's life. You got to be conscious of this man's health. Stamina matter. Even to sit here for 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 3 hours to talk, you must have stamina to do so. Even to go to work that requires you standing up for 8 hours or 10 hours, you must have stamina to do so. Even to lead community organizations wherein you're having press conferences or teleconferences on a daily or weekly basis, 2-3 hours a night, you must have stamina to do so. But this man did not only tell you that he's sick, but it's visible. The sickness that Steve just mentioned that we learned about way down the line, way before, I think they call it trypanosomiasis. Something like that. It's something that people that sleep endlessly. So for you, let me hold on 1 second. Hello, hi. Yeah, I'm still on the show. I'll call you back. So for anybody to think that this woman is ready, I think you don't love the man. That's just being honest. After knowing that this man is not well, knowing his age, and the man he said told you, I'm not well, and I developed the second name because of X, Y, and Z, and you pushing the man to do the same thing, that's being wicked, in my opinion, Steve. I think we can call it a day. But I think these people who are really forcing this puppet to run, and they out of his will, it's not good. It's been very mean. So, Steve, if you only have something to say, we can make a few announcements. I did mention it a little bit.
I got a one caller here. Let me use my own time. Then I'll make the announcement. Caller, what's your name?
That's
Calling
fine.
for, please.
That's fine.
Again, I said my name is Alfred Konowa and I'm calling you from Iowa.
Alfred Konowa, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Steve, for having me on the show today. Let me say this. The Unity Party people today, they are very ungrateful for how it started. Because 2018, the Unity Party was almost there. There was no more Unity Party. It took the lives of people like Alexander Cummings to revive the sanctity of the Unity Party. The only thing Unity Party was living on to 2018 was the decency of Ambassador Buckeye. That's all. They know how the political life they do. They were nowhere. It's because of people like Alexander Cummings in the CPP that revived the Unity Party. So they pass around, they say they get big number. What number? Local county election proves that the people are in need. You have new electors now. The electorate in 2017, they are not the one that will be leading the way in 2023. So today, they are not even come to the sense to realize that Cummings in the CPB was not just a mayor, party leader. He was someone in opposition that would have revived the whole CPP. So let me say this. I am becoming to admire Alexander Cummings for his consistency about what he believes in to lead Liberia. And that's what I'm inspired about. This man has become consistent and he has shown strong leadership within the whole CPP. That's why today you have people that don't belong. You have people that serve in the House of Senate. People are quickly forgetting. The they still see Kumi to be a scam. Kumi has gone in 2 elections in Liberia. He cannot be a scam. To a point where Kumi has understood the political terrain in our country. So if you see people endorsing Kumi around here today, for me it's not a surprise. It just tells me that the Liberian people are watching. And once you relate to the Liberian people, they can be ungrateful to you. And see, let me just end on this. I'm never worried about Gary McIntosh endorsement. This is the reason why. If you remember, Gary McIntosh left the Unity Party on the grounds that he was not getting an opportunity. He left the Unity Party. There were people in the Unity Party that felt that the position was an entitlement. So he felt disenchanted because of that. That's why he left. That's why today we don't have the OCP, the same problem that what led to the OCP scandal, because people felt that they had entitlement for political dispensation. They have the power to make decisions when it comes to politics in our country. That's why people that Bill McIntosh had to leave the CPP, the Unity Party, and join CDC. The CDC in the CDC, there are some elements in the CDC that feel that they are the decision maker within the CDC. Remember yesterday when Bill McIntosh was being interviewed, he said, since they have the large council, the National Governing Council, 2 years ago, there hasn't been no meeting. He made it clear in a meeting. So he felt like these guys, they are now overriding the governing council, so there's no need for me to be here to give my advice, because tomorrow...
You got 1 moment. You got 30 seconds.
Thank you. Tomorrow, like people are questioning our integrity. When you were in the CDC as a governing council member, what did you do to transform Liberia? That's why he couldn't turn over back. So for me, I understand that he understands the local political theory. I think it will be a good thing for Kumi. But my only worry is whether the guys in the ANC are willing to accept that of McIntosh. That's my only point. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, yes, Mr. Cannon.
You know that true. You talk about Benjamin. You said the man a troublemaker. I seen the man creating big trouble over there.
What did they do?
The man talking big beating over there. The man had trouble. But anyway, that's why you call it honor cover sedition, because somebody was saying that the honor cover sedition will endorse Cummings. No, this man is not going to endorse. The man is Cummings' man. They may have said over and over that he wants Cummings to be the president. So we just put honor cover sedition on him, because sometimes when there's some things about CDC, even as much as he criticizes CDC, he will say it. So, they may just somebody we like. Is our friend. So
he won't bring noise. He won't bring noise in the town now.
But they made a troublemaker, because the kind of trouble he just wrote. I if like Levy were turning to him. I just going to know today. I will call Levy and ask her so she can answer the question for me.
He won't bring noise in the town. But anyway,
so Steve, any announcement before we go?
Yes. Tomorrow we are back on with mental health and wellness. Tomorrow we're talking about the physiological needs. Please tune in. Tomorrow the time has changed. We'll be on at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
No.
Yeah, tomorrow the time changed. Friday at 9 p.m. It's not 6 p.m. anymore.
Oh, you still going to do that stuff at night?
Yes. So it'll be 9 p.m. Eastern time, but then it would be...
Oh, tomorrow, Friday. Okay.
Tomorrow, Friday, 6 p.m. Arizona time and 8 p.m. Midwestern time or Central Standard Time, however you want to term it. So 9 p.m. tomorrow, 20 Eastern time, we'll be on here for another show. But Saturday, we are on. We'll be playing host to Madam Victoria Kwekwe from the ANC. I believe she's either the vice chair or the chair or something for international, either relations, communication, something for the ANC. So she got B position, a B woman. But also, I believe she wants to run come 2023 against Joseph in Montserrat. Come and listen to what she has to say. We'll be here to play host to her, and we'll see what we can talk about the national politics on Sunday. Instead of Sunday being after church with chilling, we'll have Representative Yaka Koluba here with us. Representative Yaka Koluba will be our guest. We're asking about a new beret, about a new jacket, and we're asking about the CPP, the CDC, and what's going on in the country. So please tune in this weekend. We have a full weekend, and we'll be on here. Thank you so much, Mr. Kane. Unless you have something to ask.
Yeah, so we're good. So then also next week we will come up with a date. We'll also be having Mo Ali here, the former Secretary General of the Unity Party. And so we look forward to a lot of high-profile people coming on here in the coming days, weeks, and months leading to the election. Yes, and also we are glad to inform you that the radio connection is back on. Hopefully, we will be on the radio on Saturday and Sundays, and we are working on making sure that we also on the radio on the weekdays. But yes, it's very, very important that you be here. The young lady that is aspiring for the senatorial position in Montserrat, I saw her today, Steve, Mr. Cummings, when Cummings was given a chance to speak. You know what he said? Before I speak, after saying hi to people, before I speak, I would like to hear our next senator of Montserrat County. That's how he introduced her. Like, yo. And then when she came out, she said,
the ANC will let noise.
Yo, she said, she want to thank the next president of Liberia for introducing her. I said, what?
Oh.
Yeah, the confidence is kind of growing. So I think she will be here to answer a lot of questions. I'm not sure where they're coming from with all those,
Those are political languages, oh.
Yeah, I don't know how they are coming with that kind of optimism and confidence. But we shall see.
Yes, we shall. Thank you so much, Mr. Kane. Well, guys, thank you, Mr. Kane. I will turn it over to you to take us home, please.
No problem, man. Folks.
And then I'll see you in a little bit, Mr. Kane.
Yeah, okay, no problem. No problema. So, folks, we say that my people, we really enjoy and appreciate being here. It was nice being here. And again, let me play this song here. It's been a while since I played this song. Uh-oh.
Hey. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Ils doivent en habiller. Oh. D12 on the beat. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chew in your bone, you are nobody. They will know everything about you more than you know yourself. Yeah. They will talk just to bring you down. don't just say bye.